In this video, we are going to unbox and go over the features of a Lucky Duck Riot E-Caller. So as you take everything out of the box, obviously you have the instruction manual, you have the decoy, you have the E-Caller itself, and the remote. So first things first, let's go ahead and open up the E-Caller unit, and let's go through on how to replace the battery pack with the Lucky Duck lithium-ion battery pack. Simply going to pop off the battery cover, remove the standard bird cage. This is 10 AA's if you didn't want to use the lithium pack, but there's simply just a clip. Remove it, hook the lithium pack back into the same clip. Plug the wires back down in out of the way so you can put the battery cover on. And there you go, you're ready to go. So now we need to take the remote out of the package. We are going to add batteries to it. It runs off of 3 AA's. So now we got our 3 AA's in there. All we're going to do is put the battery cover back on. And you're ready to go. Obviously, the last piece of this is the decoy, which will go in the top here. Slide the little rubber cover over. You'll line up the notch. Drop it down in there, and it's magnetized, so you'll know when it's in the slot and ready to go. So next, let's go through some features of the E-Caller itself. You have your on-off switch in the side. In the back, you have your same rubber port cover that is going to give you an auxiliary port. You're going to have your charging port, to where if you are using the lithium-ion battery pack, your wall charger will plug in there, and then you do have your external speaker jack. Now this is the first call in the lineup that has an SD card that carries all your sounds on it. The Riot call comes standard with 50 sounds. Now let's go over to the remote, walk through some of the features of it. Here is your on-off button. Up next to the antenna, you hold it in until the screen comes on. It will connect up. Now, as you'll see in the screen, it is labeled out with all your sound folders. Cottontail, jackrabbit, baby cottontail, jack, pup fight, distress, rodent, bird, long howls, interrogation howls, challenge howls, pup howls and whines, coyote fights, breeding fights and estrus chirps, serenades, raccoon sounds, cat sounds, other sounds, crow sounds, and then back to the cottontail sounds. Some other features of the screen, you'll see a stand timer running up in the top left. That tells you the total amount of time that your remote has been on. Next, you'll see the volume. That'll max out at 32. Then you have a battery indicator, meaning the battery life left in your remote. It shows your SD card is connected in your E-Caller. There's your call remote signal is next to that. And then the speaker with the X on it means I don't have any sound playing at this time. Some other buttons on the side of the remote. Here is your decoy. D stands for decoy. That will turn on your decoy. The S is the speed of the decoy. And you will see that once I turn on the decoy on the bottom of the screen, it'll say on. And then I can go to speed 3, which is faster frequency. If I go down to speed 1, it slows it down a little bit. And obviously speed 2 is somewhere in the middle. If I want to shut off the decoy, I just reach up and hit the D button, and it'll tell you that the decoy is off. Now these 3 buttons right here, your daytime, dawn and dusk, and night mode. Right now we're in day mode, so if I wanted to go to night mode, you just simply hold in the N button, and you'll see it switch to a shade of red for night. Then if I want to go to dawn dusk, which is just a little bit dimmer, then daytime mode, it'll switch to that, which tells you at the bottom. And then if I want to go back to daytime mode where the screen is nice and bright, where I can see it during sunny days, you just hold in the D and the screen will switch there. Now over on the side, you have your auxiliary button. Let's say you have maybe an extra decoy hooked into the auxiliary port on the back of the call. That'll run that. When you hit that, you'll see the aux light come on there that tells you that's activated. Then here you have all of your presets. Comes with 4 different presets that you can set, and then your gain button as well. And let's go through and show you how to set those presets. Let's say I want my first preset to be, let's just say a stinky rat squeaky sound. What I want to do first is set the volume that I want that preset to be, and let's just say I want it to be half volume, which is 16. I highlight the sound, I hit play for a second, and then stop it. Then I'm simply going to hold in that F1 button until that highlighted area flashes. Then I know we have that preset set. Go to sound 2. I want to go back. Let's say we want this to be some sort of coyote pup distress. We're going to go to pup fights. Let's say I want it to be schoolyard brawl. Once again, I'm going to set the sound. I want this one to be a little louder, so I'm going to set it at volume 20. I'm going to select the sound and then turn it back off. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to hold in that preset F2 until it flashes. Now I know it's set. So now when I go back and hit F1, it should go back to Stinky Rat. There you go, and I hit F2, it should jump to Schoolyard Brawl. Then you can go through and set that. Now the gain button, when you hit it, it'll say level 4. All that does is just up the amount of volume that's into the amp. It does somewhat distort the clarity very slightly, but you will get added volume. So in those high wind situations, that's something that guys will use. On the front of the remote, you have your volume buttons up and down, which obviously we can track at the top. This is your selector button right here to roll you up and down the screen. You have your back button, what will get you back to the main screen when you want to change sound folders. And then obviously your recall button will take you back to the last sound that you got done playing, and then your pause button there in the middle. And there you have it. Those are the features of the Lucky Duck Riot E-Call.